Hello and welcome back to the Dark Heresy Alpha. We are following these footsteps and trying to find out who they belong to. But I think I might make that the last thing that we do in this alpha because I think I'm sold. I think that this is what I thought it would be and it's really good. It's very similar to Rogue Trader in terms of how the game plays, except it's got an Inquisitor detective spin on it, which is pretty good. It's exactly what I want, so yeah, I'm happy. Also, I was just noticing these footsteps, or this path is a lot shorter than wherever this path goes, so we're going to have a look at this one first. We'll see what's up with this guy. Ooh. Aluminum tattoos and the traces of numerous wounds are visible on the body. It looks like the unfortunate man was beaten to death by an entire throng. Can I do anything else with him here? No, I can clear. Oh, I can clear this. Oh, and sleight of hand. Multi-key. Multi-key. Okay. We got a swashbuckler's cloak. Whereas precise attacks gain hit chance. I don't think anyone does that, but I might be wrong. Okay. Cool. The other thing actually I want to do before we move on is have a look. Oh, so that's ticked off now. We've done the hostage situation. Have a look in here. No, we've finished those cases. Cool. Right. Let's go. Continue following the footsteps. Trail lost. Additional visual scanning of the vicinity is advised. Okay, and extract the fuse from this. Why? Why would I do that? The mechanism is thrumming with effort, but is doggedly pumping air somewhere deep below. Judging by the rust and dirt covering the bottom of the boats, they are frequently used. The black coating on the inside seems to be left by the catch. I just realized something. These are divers, and this is pumping air. This is pumping air to the divers. So we can just be like, screw you. I'm going to just take away your air. Doesn't seem like something we should be doing. The corpse of a worker without a service number. This is definitely not one of Millicentilia's workers. That gives us a shortcut back, right? Yeah, because this is where we met Cog. Alright, cool. What's this? Oh, you have to go all the way down there to pool? I guess so. Do it. Ooh, inspect first, though. Ooh. The footprints end at the shore. There's something slimy in the murky water. Yielding to your efforts, swollen, dehumanized corpses slide up into view. The heavy reek of death strikes your nose and soaks into the fabric of your clothes. The condition of the bodies indicates prolonged immersion in water. There are traces of local fauna, evident in multiple bite wounds and loss of soft tissue. Fingers are absent. The abdominal organs are absent. Notice the bodies have decomposed far less than would be expected under these conditions. Make a note to take samples of the local water. It displays pronounced embalming and preservative properties. Let's inspect the remnants of the clothing. Okay, the corpses badly eaten away by fish are wearing sturdy uniforms and boots that match exactly those issued to workers at the excavation. Okay. Well, we know where they ended up at least. Look under the clothing. The fabric clings to the slick corpses and tears away with a sickening, sucking sound. Their pale, water-swollen skin has puckered so much that identifying anyone is impossible. Note the water's unusual impact upon the epidermis. Maceration, that is, wrinkling and peeling of the skin, typically affects only a drowning victim's hands and feet. In this case, though, the entire body is oedematous and almost liquefied by toxins in the seawater. This, regrettably, greatly hinders identification. It suggests someone knew of these properties and deliberately deposited the bodies here. Look around. The drowning site is secluded, yet it remains fairly visible from the nearest islets. Their inhabitants may well have seen something. Do you know anything about these bodies, preacher? It grieves me. With a sorrow as wide as the river, to speak plainly, I know not the fate of these poor fallen, only that they long ago sank into the sinking abyss. When my steps brought here an unworthy servant of his, I found the bodies, foul and unwept, hurled into the waters without benediction. That hour I assumed the mission of seeing these miserable ones laid to rest. Alright, I'll step back from the bodies. The wrinkled, wretched bodies lie exposed along the shoreline. It's interesting, wonder why that's red. I might actually log that as a bug. Okay, bug report logged and dialogue ended. Okay. Let's pull this. Whatever that is. It's some boots. And the wearer uses the charge ability, it costs 1 AP less. Well, I have one person who can use the charge ability, so there you go. Just 1 AP less. Right, let's head up here. Still haven't fully discovered everything we need to, but we have now discovered where these footprints may lead. Like how it says it's a hypothesis. It's like it could be true, it might not be true. It's a possibility. Okay. That's neat. Anything else that we need to look at here? Oh, drowned workers. Yeah. Okay. What about this? The corpse of an old man showing signs of mutation. His fingers are fused into fins, and a frilly crest protrudes from the nape of his neck. Up here, an awareness check. The building is assembled from scraps that even beggars refuse to take. The people who live here are the most most wretched inhabitants of Marisportum. There's no one lower than them. Two hermits are leaning over a corpse stripped of clothing and with a gunshot wound in its chest, clearly trying to think of the easiest way to drag it to the sea. Another hermit, an old woman with a malformed appearance, stands nearby, muttering something in a vehement voice. The Ogryn growls. Despite having received no order to do so, takes a heavy step towards the hermits. Get away from the body, you rabble. The old woman gasps in fright and hides her face in her hands. Don't kill us, good master. Rotten Fish was only giving a litany to usher along this warrior to the god of the god emperor to rejoin him. Who are you? This is Rotten Fish, good master, a hermit, a diver in the past, and just an old woman now. Why did you call him a warrior of the god emperor? Oh, master, Rotten Fish didn't see it first. Her eyes are almost gone, and he was all dirty and scruffy, covered in blood, clothes all filthy. When she finally got a good look at him, oh saint's blood, a warrior of the god emperor, dressed in uniform, bearing the sacred symbols. I'll examine the body. The young man's ashen face is frozen in a grimace of disgust. You notice that the muck on the body is relatively new, and his neatly cut hair suggests the deceased could afford to tend to his appearance. Sarah makes a sign of the Aquila and lowers his head, whispering a prayer, probably a requiem. Let's examine the gunshot wound. The edges of the wound are slightly charred. The man was shot with a las pistol. I would like to note the presence of blood in the cadaver's mouth and nostrils. The primary wound, clearly inflicted by a low-power las weapon, did not result in immediate death. It was the victim's subsequent wounds that caused their internal bleeding and eventual demise. Look for identifying features. Man's forearm has tattoos, some of which signify his affiliation with the Astra Militarum. Step away. You take a step back, but the slightly sweet smell of decay follows you. What happened here? The warrior came, already wounded. The fish wanted to make a seaweed poultice, but he didn't let her. He shouted, brandishing his weapon and cursing us. That's the way he died. May he meet the God Emperor on the eternal battlefield. The Ogryn nods with a frown. It's just like Sergeant Oli. He came here himself and then died just like that. Sounds suspicious. Could it be that it was you who shot him instead? The fish has never kept a weapon in her life, good master, except for a knife when she was young. Where would we get weapons? We're not allowed to have any. Very well, let's say you didn't kill him. The fish would never have dared, good master. Why is he undressed? As soon as his spirit departed, people took everything he had. That's just the way it goes, noble master, so don't be angry if I let good things go to waste. Cog, do you recognize this man? Cog slowly walks up to the body and looks at it for a long time. Suddenly he lets out a soul-wrenching howl and turns to you with an expression of utter turmoil. It's Sergeant Ollie. He's all dead. The abhuman growls and pounds his fist on his own forehead several times. And to protect him, Sergeant Ollie was bad at fighting. I'm not going to abandon him immediately, even if I'm not going to play anymore as this character. It's just not the way we're going to play. Your sergeant is dead. What will you do now? Silence falls. Cog shifts his gaze from the body to you, and you can tell by his expression that he does not have an answer to your question. After a long pause, the Ogryn says without confidence, "I shouldn't get to say." Amar leans towards you so as not to be overheard. Listen, acolyte. Ideally, we're supposed to return the Ogryn to the Fusiliers. That'd be a pain and more bureaucracy than we'd like. If anyone asks, you can just flash that sigil and tell him he's the property of the Inquisition, commandeered for official duty. The Catcher-Can gives you a conspiratorial wink and straightens. Also, every single time I see this guy, I'm like, he's like the main character of his own story, this Hamar. In fact, all of our companions are very much like very different archetypes. It speaks to the fact that 40k is effectively like a lot of different let's just put it in because this seems cool ideas, and then just kind of mashed together and tries to be a little bit as they try and make it more cohesive. But occasionally you get like this jungle fighter here, and you're like, he doesn't quite fit. Like, he sort of fits in the world, but he doesn't quite fit. If you get what I'm meaning, like, it's lots of, like, themes and characters that you're like, huh. It's odd that these are coexisting in the same universe, because they don't, like, they're obviously just cool things that they didn't think, like, they weren't, when they put these guys in, they weren't thinking about the greater lore of the world and all of that sort of stuff. It was well before then. They were just like, hey, that looks like a cool model we can make. And now all of a sudden they're having to try and fit it into like a proper universe with cohesive lore, and it's like, it kind of works, but it also kind of doesn't. I don't know if you're getting what I'm meaning, but anyway, we'll move on. We'll just ignore that for now. In the name of the Holy Inquisition, I am compelling you into my service as a valuable tool from the ranks of the Astra Militarum. From now on, you will obey my commands. The Ogryn looks at you. Several moments pass, and then the Cog raises his hands and makes the sign of the Aquila over his chest, as is customary in the Astra Militarum. Commander. Alright. So we've now done that as well. Oh, and now we've got this as an extra thing. It's a new quest. Has volunteered to return the property to Astra Militarum High Command. Okay, cool. That's fine. Let's head over here, and then over here. Yeah, okay, sorry, I was just rereading that dialogue as we're moving. That's not what I said. This says, the acolyte has volunteered to return the property to the Astra Militarum High Command. But I said, I'm compelling you into my service as a valuable tool. So at no point did I say I was returning him, but maybe, like, implicitly we did? I don't know. Anyway. I don't think I should... I was looking at the fuse and thinking, should I extract it? I don't think I should extract the fuse unless I know why I'm extracting the fuse. It takes you to the brown marshes. Okay. So where are we going now? What's next step? Oh, I can speak to more people on the shore, apparently. Oh, okay, so maybe I need to speak to these guys? These hermits? Guess not. Or maybe I need to speak to the people in the brown marshes. Maybe that is the sea floor that it was talking about. Maybe. Let's maybe head here and see what's in the brown marshes. Oh, you can go directly to the camp. That's kind of cool. As in, instead of just going to Upper Town, you can go to, like, specifically to that camp. Ooh. A wits check. Odd-looking structure appears to serve as a signpost of sorts. Danger lies along the path to the left, while the right seems, or has been deemed safe, so... I'm assuming that this is the safe path? Well, there are recruits down there. Doesn't seem safe. Let's head this way, a psi trace. Step back, or I'll have to explain it to you in your own language. I'll die because of my mistake. The irony. Or my own mistake, the irony. Scene of an incident, a new clue. Huh. Okay, so that's for this one. Huh. Okay. Remove the vent cover. Alright. Why? Oh, because there's goods in there. Roaring Fear. Each target affected by shockwave shot suffers -1 morale. Somebody have that? Was it you who had shockwave shocks? Yes. Okay, so that's a hat for you. Or an eye patch for you, I guess. Gunshot trace. The mark on the rock looks unusual, as if the stone briefly turned into lava, then froze, leaving behind a scorched groove. So that would be a las pistol, we're assuming. Strange trajectory. It seems he was firing at someone significantly taller than himself. Huh. Okay. Interesting. So that would make sense if it was a recruit or something. Okay, that's crazy looking. Oh, okay, maybe this is the unsafe route. Given the number of yeah, these guys just hanging from trees. The data slate is protected by security protocols. Without the right data stick key, it is useless. Oh, okay. So I guess there's more here. Yeah. Now we need to find the key for it. Oh. So it must be this way then? Yep. Slumbering Guardian. Examine. Barely audible creak of joints and the dim glow of ocular lenses reveal that the hanged figure is a slumbering guardian ready to awaken at any moment. Studying the source of the outgoing signal, observed match with data slate's frequency insignificant. Okay. Grab these goods. Target gains the wearer's voice of targets of the wearer's voice of command gain 1 morale. Oh, so that would be a helmet for specifically us currently? Yeah, which I guess means the fellowship should go to whoever has the highest fellowship. Which it does not matter. I guess it's going to you. Nope, can't go to you. In which case it seriously does not matter. So you can have it. What does fellowship even do? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay. Just a thing to have. This way? So it must be this way, right? Nope. Out of range. Okay, so it's all the way over here then. More slumbering guardians. A tech use thing over here. Sure. Activate the generator's battery. Yeah, okay, let's not do that just yet. Step away from the tree. Yeah. Let's go this way. Almost to wherever we're going. Oh, good. Severed head. Larvae from local insects spill out of rotting mouth of every shape. There's a clue found. I don't know what the hotkey for this is, but that would probably be useful to know. Okay. Discovered head belongs to Millicent Tilia's agent. Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. Didn't match. Okay. Yeah, okay. So it's going to be in threes again. Continuing to see a lot of slumbering guardians and follow this trail. Grab all that. Over here. There. Oh, there. Here. Scanning the area, fragments of a human body have been identified in the sedimentary layers of the toxic swamp. With a sickening squelch, the human torso emerges from the swamp's filth. Devoid of legs, arms, or even a head, patches of grey crust are visible on the skin. The clean areas are coated in a layer of slick mucus, through which faint, barely recognizable symbols can be seen. The stench is no better than the sight. Judging by the state of the tissue, it has been here for some time, dismembered post-mortem. The internal organs, if I may, Imperium crouches, nudging the remains slightly. Internal organs remain intact, partially replaced with augmentations, none of which have been removed. My finding? A violent death with no accompanying looting. Let's examine the body from all angles. Waterlogged fabric peels from the shriveled skin, trailing thin strands of gelatinous muck. From the clavicle down to the absent forearm, fine electu-line stretch, a complex augmetic tattoo. Those with knowledge often store critical information in this way rather than on data slates. The functional section of the electu remains on the missing limb, as if recovered, its data might still be restored. Okay. Look around for... Actually, let's search for pockets and pouches. The pockets of what remains of the fine coat are packed with silt and bubbling mire. A shoulder holster sits empty, its former occupant long since removed. The wear on the leather suggests frequent use, likely a compact, single-handed sidearm. Look around for tracks. No sign of bloodshed or struggle. The torso was brought here after dismemberment. A step away from the body, something glints in the filth. You retrieve a broken injector, its contents still partially preserved, lightly dislodged from the victim's pocket during transport. Okay. A few drops of black viscous liquid remain at the bottom of the broken ampoule. It gives off a sharp chemical and ammonia smell, so that might be more of this black liquid that we saw them collecting earlier. Traces of Electu markings, well-crafted clothing, and a body deliberately hidden. Unlikely to be one of the locals. We need to determine whether this is connected to our mission. Okay. Well, investigate the agent's death, find Agent Rufinus Scragg. Well, okay, we may have found him. So we have the Electu. Body in the mire. Okay. Tweaking our research. Match to be identified between the pigmented section of the dermal tissue and the previously recorded brand of Inquisitor Millicent Tilia's agents. The body is that of the missing agent. Look at these deep wounds. They were made using something sharp, by someone fast, confident, cold-blooded, the work of a professional. Notice these characteristic scabs, a symptom of ash fever. The disease causes the person's internal organs and dermis to dry out inevitably and painfully over a long time. Alright. Well, it's a lot of interesting stuff on this guy. Shattered data slate. Device's owner is dead. Rotting head. Yes, it was from the severed body, as we suspected. And then a broken injector. Injector contains residual traces of the combat stimulant Gergesum. It blocks pain, induces insomnia, and stimulates adrenaline production, accompanied by excessive perspiration with a pungent acidic odor. Alright. So I can't make a report on that one yet, or anything. I'm fairly certain we know kind of what happens. Tech use? No, I'm not going to activate the generator's battery yet. Not until I know why. Deep gouges are visible on the swampy terrain, dug by claws of a predatory beast. Muddy red puddles of stagnant blood testify to a fierce battle. Cross-referencing marks on the marshy terrain. Tracks belong likely to a group of Kroot. 2 pairs end here. The tracks of the larger member break off and lead on further. Okay. You can follow them. Okay. And they head over this way. Don't know if they're hostile or not. Guess it doesn't matter if we don't go over there. Okay, so that's not the right way, but we did see other tracks over here. Do that. 2 paths. Let's go this way first, because it's probably a dead end. Oh, actually it goes all the way over there. Then all the way back over here. Across here. Around here, and then into this swampy bit over there. Is this a dead end, or does it keep going? Matching Kroot xenos species in the swamp ecosystem. Kroot flesh. Bone amulet. Wearer's single shots inflict the death toll on effect on the target until the end of the wearer's turn. What is that? Gain 3 times the wearer's ballistic skill bonus, % hit chance, and deal additional wearer's perception bonus vitals damage. Okay. Well, first of all, that's going to be for us, because we do single shots. And we have this. Faint smell of chemicals and something sour emanates from the heap of Kroot remains. Alright. Bone amulet was found near the remains. The acidic odor of the chem solvents and stagnant urine emanates from the remains. There's another thing I can do off of that. The slain Kroots were under the influence of Gergesum. Okay. Except... and he had a Gergesum thing near him. Okay. So we would naturally be suspecting the... Also, is this all a puzzle? It might be. Anyway, we'll step away for now. Yeah, so we'd naturally be suspecting the Baron then, because the Baron, is the person who controls the Gergesum supply. Alright, so where does this go? Right here. Does it tell us? It goes somewhere. Okay. Might try and figure out this puzzle in a second. But let's continue along here just for right now. Also, can I see how big the map is? Yeah, okay. A rough idea. What about these? Rusty pieces of metal with glass served as protection for someone. Judging by the marks, it did a poor job. Okay. Broken Vox. Through the crackle and hissing from the broken vox, a male voice breaks through. Can anyone hear me? It's me, Bonebreaker. How did you say it? Hail! This device, bloody. I woke up here alone. Was I abandoned? Not a clue. Strange tracks outside, not human. If anyone hears me, I need help. Oh, merciful Emperor, I don't want to die. Can anyone hear me? Come in. Hey, who's there? No, stay away. I'm armed. No, don't come near. And, yeah. That's the end of whoever that was. Not a clue, apparently. Inside the crate, plastered with bandit symbols, a skeleton broken finger sits curled in a forlorn ball. Inside the tent lies a pile of bones with deep marks from massive beacon claws. Alright. Up here. Feathers, gnawed bones, and a few shiny bolts, the humble possessions of a large bird. Data stick key. Nice. Can I use that with the thing that I found? Not on that one. In here, I found a... Let's go quest. Wait, is that not quest? That's other. Notable. We found a data slate, right? Aha! Insert the data stick key. The key slides into the slot with a low click. Blurred symbols begin to appear on the screen. Oh, right, so I've now got the data slate that I can read. Make contact with one of the leaders of the mutants, Shaper Owlcat. He speaks Gothic fluently, which means the clan has spent a lot of time with humans. Good, there's a chance for cooperation. OT spoke about the clan. The second leader, Croak, put a knife in my throat when I first arrived. Aggressive leader equals strong mercenaries? Damn, Seaquake lost contact with M. OT says the clan can't survive on fish alone, something about bad strands, i.e. genes. Strong opponents are needed for sustenance. OT fears an evolutionary dead end. The band of ferals are not enough to feed the clan. I have an idea. After incident with the workers, B's men are eyeing the resources left at the excavation site. I can't handle this alone. I'll send OT's hunters. Let the crew and the bandits entertain each other. Risky but necessary to buy time until contact with M is restored. I'll also get to see the updated crew in action. Important. Position myself for observation. Conflict escalation. Dead on both sides. I observed the ritual of enemy consumption. A bloody, horrifying spectacle after which the clan's hunters became uncontrollable. Precedent. Are they attacking kin? Why? Did I make a mistake somewhere? Uncontrollable xenos will not make good mercenaries. I need to restore contact with M. I'll take the supplies from the roost and halt observation until further instructions. Alright. That's a lot of info. New information added as to the agent's mission. Okay. The agent sent the crew to the excavation site to rid themselves of the Baron's gang. Okay. So, still need to find out who killed them and why. Wait a second, I can move these. Oh, that's cool. So you could be like, this is related to this, which is related to this. Oh, that's kind of neat. I like that. So even if you have unconnected things, you can kind of half connect them yourselves. Ah. Alright. So, we have this sort of puzzle in here. What's the thing I can just demolish for some reason? I don't know why I would want to, but let's do this first. The unfamiliar mechanism regards you with hollow stares of dozen extinguished eye sockets. You hear, or rather sense in the air, a faint hum. Machine spirit slumbers, softly murmuring its tech hymn. Amidst the tightly interwoven cables, a small vid screen flickers. Examine the mechanism. From the trunk, enshrouded by dormant servo skulls, dozens of mechadendrites spread out across the sodden ground. They burrow deep into the earth, anchoring the structure securely. The gram-covered vid screen glows dimly with protective glyphs. With this faint radiance, you discern several cogita ports. Awaken the machine spirit? You input several commands. The glyphs on the vid screen shift. Warning. Access to internal prayer protocols requires a reset of the servo Servo-congregator's operational cycle. Warning, resetting the cycle will terminate the hibernation of the Servo-congregator security units. I'll step away for now. I see. What about this one over here? Built into the rock is an inconspicuous Vox terminal for miniature holographic hologlyphic vid screen. There's a round hole between the screen and the grill of the Vox speaker. Look into the hole. Through the dirt that has thoroughly clogged up the roughly finger-sized opening, you manage to catch the glint of metal spikes that serve as contacts. Squeeze our finger into the hole. Rust and age-old dirt get under your nail, causing throbbing pain. When your fingertips press against the back of the opening, contact spikes grip your flesh and bones with a sickening clack. You spend the next several minutes trying to free yourself. When the spikes finally let you go, you are left with a broken finger reduced to a bloody pulp. Oh, lovely. Examine the terminal. The terminal is ancient and its design peculiar. There are no keys for inputting a password, no recognizable control levers, power cables, or generator batteries. Most of the mechanism is likely buried deep within the rock, and its activation will trigger a process with unpredictable consequences. Alright, we'll step away for now then. So why might I want to turn on the generators? What would those do? I'm going to turn on the generator. I feel like I've made a horrible error in judgment. Absolutely terrible error in judgment. Reconnection of power supply units required. Objective cancelled. Higher priority detected. Protect the Servo-congregator. Initiating elimination. Absolutely atrocious decision there. Don't know if I could have made a worse choice. Okay. I'm just looking to see if there's any cover. This is my cover? I need to, well, maybe I can try and just kill units. Yeah. Maybe just shoot you. Yeah. Reduce the amount of units that they have that can take turns. Then bring it down. Yeah, I suppose that could work. Just seeing what my other options are. Get back and fight? No, let's do bring it down to you. Thinking to shoot fire at this thing. Nice. Do you have anything else to do? No. Okay. And then I can do like this. Just to increase my morale. Or Ogryn. Move over here. I was going to try and charge somewhere, but I don't know if I can. I guess I'll use Endure. And then I'll end my turn. Maybe I'll end my turn, I guess. Okay, at least there are mostly, in fact, I think nearly all of them are melee, apart from like the snipers that we've seen. Ow. Okay. Think of where I want you to be. Maybe over here. Then firing in like this. Okay. No, that'll do, I guess. Yeah, I guess you're also going to use him as cover. Followed by burning like this. And then we're going to redo the burning. Right. Keep burning. And then yeah, maybe do that. And heal. And end your turn. Oh. More things are dropping. I see. That's not good. At least it took some burn damage. It's going to shoot us. Almost certainly. Yep. Ow. Head injured. I need that. Well, have a turn. Use your turn to heal. Inject with more combat stimulants. Maybe just shoot this thing. Right. Lower its morale. Smash. And hit it. Okay. And endure. It's your turn. Another one's running in, huh? We're so dead. Never mind. We're the best to ever do it. I was thinking you could run next to it to shoot it. Because should also probably activate running gun or something as well. Also have a grenade which I could activate. Definitely kill those guys. Boom. I think I hit myself. That's not good. Okay. Took some damage. Okay. Well, that was good. I don't know if there was a way of hitting that guy, but no, I think my play is actually to hit you. We'd also destroy the power unit, apparently, to do that. It's where you're hiding, particularly good, I guess, for you. Hit him. Nice. Burn. Okay. End turn. Okay, step number 1 here. Heal. Get behind here. That might not work, actually. If the toxin grenade has an angle where I can chuck it where it doesn't hit. Nah, they're both gonna hit the same one here. Okay. If you go here, you should be able to hit this guy. Yeah. Nice. Then you can give yourself the... Oh, I don't have any apparently. I can't do that. Okay, well, end turn. Let's go again. Became heroic. Okay. Well, that hurt. That triggers an attack of opportunity, huh? What have we got here? Repair kit, healing kit. Definitely heal yourself then. Head's no longer injured. That's good. I need that. Right. Burn them. Yep. End turn. Lower its morale. I become heroic. Yeah. I can give another unit a turn. Do it. Okay, I'm now the Ogryn. Hit it. And hit it. Nice. Cool. That's the end of your turn. Ogryn gets turn 2. Smash. Smash. Legs injured, and then almost dead. Okay. Well, she's dead. We're dead. Okay. This might be the end of us for now. Okay. Well. Died due to burning. That's cool. Became heroic. It's going to take a shot, I'm assuming. That's another unit down. Became broken. I guess maybe once it gets to 100%, maybe the fight just ends. Maybe that's the idea here. That could make, and then that might be why you have 2 generators, so you can activate both generators, push it up to 100% really quickly, and then it'll be like, I no longer need to do whatever I'm doing. Well, we're still going, I guess. Nice. Oh, I thought that might hit. I guess not. Grenade. Riled up. Don't know what that means, but we did it. He also restores HP, apparently. That's cool. Is about to be dead though. Maybe it's not HP, maybe it's armor that restores. Not sure. Okay, it goes up to 60%. Yeah, your journey's over. Alright, let's load wherever it is and see where we're at. Which will definitely determine what else we're doing here. Depending on where the save is at. Alright. Oh, it's before we went into the brown marshes? Okay, well that definitely determines what we're going to do. What we're going to do right now is we're going to end the episode, and we're also going to end our little view into the Dark Heresy Alpha. I was finding myself getting drawn into the story, and I was like, ooh, okay, but what about this? What about this? And I could feel myself going further and further in. I'm like, we should leave this. We should leave this for the full game. Because I get the feeling that everything's going to link into something later, and it's things that we've already done are linking into this, and there's all sorts of different bits. But it's definitely a very cool idea for a spin on this game. It's a very cool idea to have quests that don't have guaranteed like quest progression. It's like, okay, well, this quest has a hypothetical quest progression, as in you think that this might be true and this could be what's happened, but it might not be. You need to find out more information, you need to investigate, you need to actually gather information and progress that way. Which I think is kind of cool. It could lead to a non-linear quest progression, it could lead to one quest and leading into another quest, which is like, okay, well, maybe this quest requires us to go and investigate the Baron, because if we investigate the Baron, then we can get some benefits in this quest because we'll know what's going on, because we've already done that quest, and you can see where all the linking systems are going to play. I think it's really cool. I also think that we're probably not going to see it for at least another year, so I'm going to have to put it down. Just remember that it's cool, and we'll come back to it when it's fully done. Why do I think it's going to be a year before it comes out? There are 2 DLCs for Rogue Trader that are coming out next year, so I think that it's highly unlikely that Owlcat are going to support this game and Rogue Trader at the same time, as in like with new content. It just would seem odd to me for them to do that. So I would think that once they finish the Rogue Trader content, this game will come out like a couple of months after that. Because it seems to be every couple of months they release a new bit of DLC for Rogue Trader. It'd be really cool if they then release this right after Rogue Trader's DLC finishes. They run the same thing with this game, so they put DLC out every couple of months, and then it will lead into whatever the next game is. I think that's a good cycle for them, but yeah, we'll need to see. Anyway, for now, thank you very much for watching, and if you want to see more cRPG content, one, you've got Rogue Trader, which you can go back and watch the whole series of if you haven't already seen that, and 2, I'm starting a new cRPG series for a game that I'm not telling you what it is yet on the 26th. So, you know, check in on that day if you want to see what we're doing next. So, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.